What do we have next? Oh yeah, make me if this one doesn't make me feel better, then nothing will. Florida and Texas. I'll at least probably go. Listen, I'm not even going to do my prediction yet, but I think I'll at least walk into the game feeling good because I do have a lot of confidence in Texas to do this. But Cole, I'll let you start.
Texas's defense is going to be the storyline in this game. I think for the Longhorns perspective, I think Florida's defense is going to be the storyline in this game. And what's really going to be the bigger storyline is the third down attempts and the third down conversion rate. Neither one of these teams is good on third down. Both rank outside of the top 100 in that category. And you got a banged up Texas squad right now that is a little bit unknown when it comes to the running back situation. Are you going to see the adaptability of the wide receiver room, Parker Livingston? What's Emmanuel Mosley's status for this game? What do you got when it comes to guys like Ryan Wingo, Jack Andrews at tight end? Can you see that rapport and that relationship get a little bit more stronger for Arch Manning having a bye week, having the time to be able to kind of go back and look at the film, see what went right in that Sam Houston State game, and use that as a stepping stone to get you over the top? For DJ Lagway said going into this game that he feels confident that the offense is going to be turning the corner at any given moment. Is this the moment that it all comes together? And they are getting back a very good wide receiver in Dallas Wilson, who lit up the stat sheet throughout all spring football. And I even went as so bold to say he was going to be the Jeremiah Smith or the Ryan Williams of the SEC for 2025, because that's how talented of a playmaker he is. So there's no film on him, which is a really good thing if you're Florida, because if he ends up being as advertised coming out of high school when he decommitted from when he got out of his NIL deal and his eligibility waiver from Oregon to go on down to Gainesville, if he ends up living up to the billing, then by all means, now you have two weapons that are going to be really, really potent. I don't trust DJ Lagway in this game, and I think that's really what this comes down to on the stance of what would make me not believe that Burnell Brown and Dallas Wilson are going to have career days, because of I just don't trust DJ Lagway. I also don't trust the play calling of Billy Napier. Napier has got to realize at some point your best asset is your rushing attack. And I know that Texas has gone up against a very, very, very underwhelming stat of groups, but they're number 2 in the country in run defense right now. That does not make them the number 2 run defense team in the country, but they are number 2 based off of the numbers that they faced off against. I think if you're Billy Napier, you start to see any bit of confusion or a rattling because of the secondary is playing in press man coverage and taking away the elements downfield, and it leads to sacks. You got to turn to Jaden Baugh. Jaden Baugh, in my opinion, is your best player on offense right now. And I think that that's nowhere near, I think that, to be completely honest, nobody comes close to him when it comes to what his overall identity is and how he can play. He's barely been used in 2 of the biggest games of the year against Miami and against LSU. So if you're Billy Napier, you got to be able to say, listen, damn what the numbers say, we got to be able to trust what we know and what we're good at. And that is trusting a guy to get into the open field, make contact at past the line of scrimmage, and force at least 2nd and 6, 3rd and 1, get a fresh set of downs, be able to constantly move the clock, avoid third down as much as humanly possible. For Texas, on the opposing side, can you protect Arch Manning? Can you give him time to throw downfield? Because the wide receivers, I think, are all starting to find their stride right at the proper moment. And this is before Red River. So again, another major game that is going to do probably carry a lot of weight when it comes to the status of either squad going to the college football playoff. It's a look-ahead game because if you know that right now you see a susceptible Oklahoma squad that doesn't have its starting quarterback in John Mateer getting ready to go send out Michael Hawkins for round 2 underneath Ben Arbuckle, and this may or may not end up being something that can really hit or maybe end up hurting you at the very end of the process. So I look at this game as, can you make sure that you control the variables at your attempt? That means making sure that Arch is not thrown into triple coverage, that third down conversions are becoming more like 2nd and 6s that are simply turned into first down moves. Those are just things that I think are necessary for this Longhorn squad to win on the road. I think that you're also going to need a turnover on both sides. I think that if you are Texas, you're going to need DJ Lagway to go ahead and get the ball back to you in proper field position. I think if you're Florida, you're going to need Arch Manning to get the ball back to you in Texas territory. And then you're going to have to capitalize and get at least a touchdown out of it. So the 3 main things that I think will decide this game: number 1, who's better on third down; number 2, which team is more efficient on running the football to convert first down conversions; and number 3, which team wins the turnover battle. If you tell me that Texas is able to get 3 to 4 turnovers and they still lose this game, I will be flabbergasted. And that just shows that, honestly, in the world of college football, anything can happen on a Saturday, including the most easy bets becoming the things and the hindrances that set you aside.
I'll get right back to the video, but first I do want to give some love to our friends over at Sleeper. On the Sleeper app, you can use our code CFA for a 100% match up to $100. On Wednesdays at noon, we play the more or less game where you pick 2 or more of your favorite picks, pair them together, and win money. You can win up to 1,000 times your money. We will give you our picks every single week. We're not greedy. We don't hoard these things. Make sure that you are tuned in with us on the Power 2 at noon every Wednesday so that you can be part of those picks. Make sure that you have the Sleeper app downloaded, whether you're just checking scores, you want to see fan crash outs happen as plays are being updated, you want to get in the eliminator leagues, you want to do pick'ems, whatever you're looking for, the Sleeper app has you covered. Check their terms and conditions because terms of use do apply. We appreciate Sleeper for their support. Yeah, I just have a little more confidence. I know that he's not been super sharp either, but when I think about this, I have more confidence in Arch over DJ. I have more confidence in Sark over Napier, and I have more confidence in Texas's defensive and offensive lines over UF's. A lot would have to go right for Florida in this game that would buck what they've done so far this year. Maybe the bye week was enough to figure that stuff out. But Texas had a bye week too, a bye week that they still feel pretty good and have a lot of hope. I don't think this is the game where Florida's defense just completely craters and says, like, dude, we're throwing our hands up and not doing this anymore because our offense can't do anything. But I just don't think that there's enough for Florida to win. I like Texas 24-13. Tom?
I think this is going to be a rock fight. I think this is going to be Texas 20-13. I think it's going to be a little rough to watch. I think you'll see some explosives here and there, but both these teams fail to finish drives. I'm taking Texas because Florida has given me no reason to believe in them. And then, not that I have any money on it anywhere, but I've been saying for weeks now, October 5th is when Billy Napier gets fired. And I would like to be right because I just like being right. I don't want anybody to lose their job, but I'd like to be right. I'm just saying.
I don't think he gets fired because of why would you do it after this game when you could have done it before this game with the bye week coming on up and now knowing that more jobs are opening in college football. So I'll push back on that one, but I'm not going to push back and say Texas loses this game. Texas wins. I think Texas covers at the 6.5 spread. I'm going to go a little bit bigger of a line. I think that you will see a bit more of Texas' offense gets that next jolt. I think you'll see Florida get an anytime touchdown from Dallas Wilson because there's no film on him. So I'm going to go 31-21 in this matchup. I think that Texas does find a way